Good morning and welcome to our Take 10 reflection for June 2022. Last month we looked at the topic of Ikigai, a Japanese philosophy based around life worth. This month I would like us to look at the topic of self-worth. The Cambridge Dictionary describes self-worth like this: the value one gives to their life and achievements. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary says, a feeling that you are a good person who deserves to be treated with respect. Our self-worth essentially concerns what we think, feel, and believe about ourselves. Helping to build positive self-worth in others is something that every single one of us can play a part in, with our family, with our friends, our work colleagues, or others in our class. As children, we are shaped and molded by the encouragements and affirmations that we receive, the input and teaching of others, or maybe we've been shaped by the lack of those things. As we grow older, much of our self-worth is determined by roots that have been allowed to bed down in our lives over the years. Some positive, some maybe not so positive. The more deeply rooted those things go, the harder it might be to change what we feel, think, and believe about ourselves. Too often, especially in the West, we are judged by our ability, our effort, which in turn impacts on our performance, and all of which together shape or mold our self-worth. If we only interpret self-worth in the light of our achievements, we do ourselves a great disservice, because there are many other aspects of life that might influence how we feel, think, and believe about ourselves. Appearance might be one thing. Interpreting our self-worth based on our size or that number that appears when you step on the scales. The media is so very guilty here of telling us what is and isn't acceptable in the way of size, fashion, or look. Maybe it's profession or career. How often, when meeting somebody new, do we begin by asking the question, what do you do? Like that's the most important thing about that person. Does our response of, oh, or that sounds interesting, reflect the value that we place against the response that we've heard? What is it that makes one job sound more interesting or valued than another? Surely that's just a matter of opinion. Who's to say that being a hedge fund manager is better than being a cleaner? Do you not think that what's important is how well someone does what they do, and the level of fulfillment and satisfaction that it gives a person? Linked with profession, we might interpret self-worth in the light of our bank balance or our net worth. Whether or not we own a house, our possessions, do we have the latest and greatest in technology? Possibly it's our social circle that influences our self-worth. Are we hanging out with the right people, the important, the influential, the popular? Once again, the media, most especially social media, can play such a negative, unhelpful role here. I would personally prefer to have 5 meaningful, trusted friendships than 500 or 5,000 followers on Instagram or Twitter or whatever. We've already mentioned the role of achievement in moulding our self-worth. Now, please don't get me wrong. I am fully in favour of healthy competition, of aiming high, if that's what truly gives you fulfillment. But for me personally, if I was to look, for example, solely at my academic achievements, then my life isn't worth very much. And my self-worth, in turn, would be pretty low. However, I have other gifts and abilities that can't be measured by taking an exam or earning a certificate. The truth is, you are the only one who can truly determine your self-worth. What others think about you, your appearance, your grades, your social status is quite simply this: their opinion. It's their opinion, and you don't need to accept it. You have a choice. Don't think of their opinion as a permanent tattoo. Think of it more as a bruise. Yes, it hurts. It might even look ugly for a while, but it can heal. It is never too late to learn to love yourself, warts and all. See you next month.